Hi there, this is Amanda Frankel with our Crafty Playdate, and I am here to make Christmas cards again with you today. We are in the middle of our Christmas club. We start in July and end in November. We make 12 cards a month for each of 3 different designs. If you're making these at home, everything that you will need is in the description below. If you would like this kitted, I cut everything out for you and I punch everything and I even tie bows for you. The only thing I don't do is any of the stamping. So the stamps and the ink you would need to order and they would be in the description below. We are going to make this one today and I'm so excited. So that would be 12 cards would be in your kit. Okay, let's get started. I want to show you some really cool tips. So this is a crumb cake base, and when I say a base, like a standard base of a card is half of an 8.5 by 11. So that's pretty easy peasy lemon squeezy. The next thing that we are going to use is this piece here. It is Merry Merlot, which is a great color. It is in our neutrals category because a lot of people, it really just blends in like a neutral. I know that sounds weird, but even our Night of Navy has been categorized as a neutral. And we are using this embossing folder, which is the Merry Melodies, and it looks like some music notes because it's Jingle, right? So definitely musical. I've already embossed it for you. It's here, and I'm just gonna put some glue on it. The piece that I've got here is 3 7/8 by 4 1/4. And I put some liquid glue on there, and I'm going to stick that down. And that's easy. That's the easy part here. So that's taken care of. Now we've got these other pieces here. We are going to go ahead and do our stamping next. So I'm just going to set these off to the side for a second. The piece that we're using here is vanilla, and it is also one of the neutrals. It is 2.5 by 3.5. So an easy size to cut, not a big deal to cut out. And we are going to be using our Stamparatus. We're using it 2 ways tonight, which is always more fun, right? It's going to come from the top and come from the side. And that's the great thing about these plates. I could really do 4 different stamps, but we're only using 2. So I have already marked here where I want it to go, and that is right here. And I use the little grid paper. It's in the catalog and it goes with your Stamparatus, and it's so helpful. The Jingle, instead of being crumb cake like the base, I wanted it to just have a little bit more color. The crumb cake was just a little bit lighter than I wanted. So this is actually soft suede that we're using for the Jingle part. So I'm going to ink that up, and that's coming from the top down. So I'm going to just put that down and give it some pressure. And you can see how you could really mass produce something using your Stamparatus, even with multiple colors of ink. You just stick it down, ink, stamp, everything is always in the same place. You don't have to think about placement. You don't have to check and make sure it's straight because you did that when you set it up. This is Merry Merlot, and this is the All the Way. The stamp set that I am using tonight is this one here. It's Jingle, Jingle, Jingle. It is in the holiday catalog, in the small catalog, and it does not have a die set to go with it, but oh my goodness, so many things that you can do. And you can actually double stamp. So this is the Jingle we did. You can actually you could do this outline in green and then do this in red and do the same thing, stamp, and it would put it on the inside. So cute. Or you could color the letters in, but I wanted them to be just a little bit, I wanted them to be hollow. All right, like my heart. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna move. Oh, I have a little glue on my paper here, folks. All right, so here's my Jingle, Jingle, Jingle. And I am going to now stick it on a piece of black paper. Now this black paper is 2 5/8 by 3 5/8. So honestly, it's exactly 1/8 bigger than the vanilla. I just wanted a small frame. I didn't want a big, huge, chunky thing around it. I just wanted a really small frame just to give it a little extra color. Without it, it looked a little, see now, I could glue it either way. It doesn't matter if it's upside down because I can just turn it. Okay. All right. So there we go. That's that. It's going to go up on dimensionals, but before I do that, I am going to want to add this bow. And this is what I really want to show you because it's just so fun. All right, we are using the flat Jingle Bell trinkets, and they come 20 in a pack, so that's a lot of cards you can make. They're a little heavier, but I don't think it's going to add any postage, so I think you're fine. And also, the nice thing is they're flat. So we've had Jingle Bells in the past that actually ring, and they're adorable, but they require extra postage because they're too big and they get crushed in the mail. So these are great. We are using my bow maker. So if you do not have a bow maker, I have a customer whose husband makes these for me, and I have them available. I don't make a profit on them. What I pay him for them, I sell to you so that you can have them at home. But we are using baker's twine, and this baker's twine is in a pack. I'll have the name below, but it comes with a couple different colors in the pack, and they're all neutrals, like a crumb cake, a white, a black. I'm not sure what else is in there, but it's great. So this is the trick with the bow maker. You're going to go around 2 times because you see how I want two ears on each side. Okay, so I went around 2 times, and then I want this Jingle Bell on here. So the trick is to use these. These are dental floss threaders. You get these, I get mine at Target, but I'm sure Walgreens or whatever. You put the end of your thread in there, and now instead of me trying to thread this on here and licking it and all those wacky things we do in our lives to thread a needle, I just put my bell right on there and pull it through, and now it's on there. Was that not the best trick ever? Of course, I did it at the wrong time. Okay, so it wraps twice, and then, oh my goodness, wraps twice, and then goes down under the legs here. There we go. Now we can put it through the threader. I was so excited to show you the threader, I jumped the gun. All right, it's still the same thing. Facing up, it's gonna go right through there, and you saw how easy that was. This is great, and there is a video on how to use a bow maker back in my video logs. You can find it. But then if you pull this back and you tie it in a knot, just make sure your bell's in the front. You tie this in a knot here. It's going to hang down in the middle. Look. How adorable is that, right? It's the best trick ever. So you can do this on any size bow. So if you have a huge bow on your front door and you want to hang a big humongous Jingle Bell on there, same thing. Once you've wrapped it around and gone under, all you have to do is thread whatever it is onto the ribbon at that point, and it will be right in the middle part of your bow. Okay, so now I'm going to just tape that on there. And the best way to do this, I don't want my bell, people thought maybe you could put a glue dot under your bell. That's fine. I want my bell to be loose. I want it to be free. So I'm just going to put my thumb on it where I want it. And then I'm going to put this around here and put a piece of tape to hold it. I'm struggling with tape this week, I'll tell you. Okay, there we go. All right, and then I'm going to pull this tight. If you just try to trap this down with a dimensional, instead of actually putting tape on here, you can't use liquid glue because liquid glue does not get along with fiber. So with ribbon or baker's twine, you don't want to use liquid glue. But if you just put dimensionals on there, the bell is a little bit too heavy and it starts to get saggy, gets a little wilty, but it won't hear. Isn't that cute? So cute, right? And now I am going to put dimensionals here and here, and then I really only need one more. So that's what it's going to look like. Is this the best craft hack? I know you are loving this because you're thinking of all the different ways you can do it. All right, and now this is just going to go right in the middle, and we are all set. So these things here, again, they're just from Walgreens or I don't know, probably Amazon, and therefore if you have a bridge to run your dental floss through. But if you need to get your shoelace back through a small hole on your shoe and it's gotten all fringy and it doesn't have the plastic wrap, the aglet thing on it anymore, which that's what it's called, you can just put your shoelace through here and pull it right through. You can also sew with it on a plane. It's great. You're gonna love them. They're not sharp, they're great. Okay, so you are all set. This is all she wrote for that card. If you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like to order something here, I would love to be your demonstrator. Please make sure that you subscribe, and if you hit the bell, you'll get a notice every time I post a new class. If you'd like a kit, your bells will already be attached to your bows and you'll be ready to go, but if you'd like a bow maker, you need to email me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great night. Bye-bye.